More family fun and frolics tonight at 8 p.m. on The Benny Hill Show. But first, it's our friendly Thamesmen.
Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. Are we gonna do what they say can't be done? We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound, just watch old bandit run.
Aha! What was that?
That was you calling me a really rude word.
I wasn't I've called you worse, I think.
I think you have called me worse. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Alex. I am in Colorado.
I am George. I'm in Los Angeles. And we are...
We're the Thamesmen.
Aha! Yes, we are. We are number one Google search for bad reaction channels who steal their name from Spinal Tap. Is that what we are?
Absolutely. If think of it, also think of it as just an old people's home for good music, really. If there was an old people's home for good music, I would go to it. I would sign up.
You think so? Yeah. I mean, I think this. I was just thinking about this is our our pate sandwich by a log fire with a pint of bitter after smoking a joint kind of world, isn't it? You know? Do you remember those days? It's just like us getting together. Days. You don't remember those days, okay?
I do remember those days. They were fantastic days. They were the best days around.
You know, it's just us hanging out, you know, by a log fire, listening to some music, you know, and, that's not terrible, really, is it?
Just not so stoned anymore.
Yeah, I can't do that anymore, you know? I get super paranoid and weird and, you know, like...
Well, we went to Dave Gilmour.
No, we didn't get. Actually, that was great. That was a bit different though. That was gummy heaven. Something.
Yeah, but I got off my tits.
You flipping did.
I fucking went completely off my tits. I can't remember the second half of Dave Gilmour, but there again, who should?
And you'll be glad to hear.
Who should? You know.
Well, exactly, you know. But you'll be glad to hear that the YouTube governor, has blocked those videos. And so the evidence of our misdemeanors is no longer visible.
Well, we're going to go for a bit of a different style this one. Amazing Texan pick and Glen Campbell and Jerry Reed.
Okay, tell me more, sir.
Well, now we're taking the trip back
to... No accents, we said.
No. This is how it's written. Today we're taking a trip back to two country music finest, Glen Campbell and Jerry Reed, as they perform Eastbound and Down on the Glen Campbell music show. Now, if you know anything about country and southern rock, which I don't, you know this song's got some history. Originally recorded by Jerry Reed for Smokey and the Bandit soundtrack in 1977.
Oh, that's a great film.
Oh, I loved that film. Fuck me, I loved that film. I went and got a CB.
Did you? What was your name?
It's a full circle. Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd. There you go. That was right. Yeah, Breaker. Pink Floyd.
Breaker. Pink Floyd. Pick a window. Yeah, I've got to see. And it didn't. You know, after watching Smoking the Bandit in Deep South and Trucks and whatever, didn't really work around Reading in England.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Anyway.
You just get the taxi companies and Anyway, carry on with your reading. It
became one of the most iconic trucking anthems of all time. And Glen Campbell, well, he's one of the smoothest pickers and the best voices of country music ever had. And yes, Jerry Reed played Cletus in Snowman in Smoking the Bandit, 77. Wow. He was a truck driving partner of Burt Reynolds' character, Bo Bandit Darvell. Reed wasn't just an actor in the film, he also recorded East and Bound and Down, the movie's theme track, which became one of the biggest hits. He reprised his roles Cletus in Smoking the Bandit 2 in 80 and 3 in 63. So, when you see Jerry Reed performing this song with Glen Campbell, it's a full circle moment. He's a guy who originally made it famous. So sit back, take this one in, and appreciate two legends doing what they do best.
I think you've been in the American middle too long. You know, you're suddenly getting to Glen Campbell, classic Americana.
Well, let's see what you think of this one. I tell you, you're gonna. Okay. Actually, you're the one who owns cowboy boots.
My Dixie boots, and I got multiple hats. And but the weird thing is, I keep going to this. It doesn't matter. Fuck it.
Have you got a big belt buckle?
No big belt buckle. But I keep going to this rodeo in Houston for work, and I keep buying a cowboy hat. And the only one I like, I keep buying this one, and then I come home and I go, oh, shit, I've already got this one. And they're all of them Australian cowboy hats. Every single one of them is Australian style. It's okay.
We're both in Dallas tomorrow. I'm only there for about an hour, whatever. But what they say down there is bigger the belt buckle, higher the IQ.
Yeah, explains a lot.
All right, let's try this one. Are you ready?
I am, sir.
3, 2, 1, boom.
1, 2, 3, 4. Are you ready?
Yes.
And trucking, and we're gonna do what they say can't be done. Got a long way to go, and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound, just watch old bandit run. Well, keep your foot down on that pedal, son, and never mind them brakes. Let it all hang out, boys, we got a run to make. Some boys are busty in Atlanta, and there's Bill in Texarkana, and we'll bring it back no matter what it takes. I said I'm eastbound and down, I'm loading up and trucking, but we're gonna do what they say can't be done. We got a long way to go, and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound and no man, I guess Jerry.
Woo! That's awesome.
Well, old Smoke has got them hills on. He's hot on your trail. And he ain't gonna rest till you're in jail. So you gotta dodge him, you got to duck him. You gotta keep that diesel trucking. Just put that hammer down and give it hell. He's pounding down, loaded up and trucking. We gonna do what they say can't be done. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound, just watch old bandit run. Watch old bandit run. Watch old bandit run.
Yeehaw! That's it.
Thank you. Oh, that's the great thing about doing this kind of show. You get to have your buddy like Jerry Reed on and get some horse around with. You are wild, let me tell you. And we'll be back after this because I'm eastbound and down.
Brilliant.
That is brilliant. Okay, I accept. I love Americana. You know,
Yeah.
and that is, you know, America does so many things right. And you know, when we go on our little road trip, we need to go to some country bars, you know, and hang out, you know.
Well, you know, when I was living in Europe, you know, I used to think the Americans are not family, they've got no culture, whatever. Bullshit.
Yeah.
We have the rodeo in town that comes in, because I live up in Colorado and, you know, in a small town, it's when I go down it, it's dusty. There's everyone's in denim. The pickup trucks are there. The girls are hanging out, drinking the beer. Everyone's got. It's the best of American culture.
Yeah, I love it. I go to that big Houston rodeo every year, and it is, the people dress up. You look at Jerry, what's his name in that one? Jerry Reed. He looked fantastic.
Fucking great.
Look great. The hat, the whole look. I mean, yeah, I couldn't carry it off and things, but it's just so iconic. And then they can play their guitars. Let's go back to the music.
I mean, he wrote it, and then Glen Campbell. Fuck, could they play guitars?
Yeah, that picking, and just like, it's a great tune, and like, what's wrong with that? Nothing wrong with that.
Not trying to do anything but just have a good fucking time about driving down the road. It's just, it really cheers you up. They're not trying to be serious. They're just fucking great.
Good time boys,
Good time boys.
Yeah. Do you remember, it made me think of, Smokey and the Bandit was great. Burt Reynolds is like such an iconic actor. But I loved Convoy. Do you remember Convoy, the film?
Yeah.
I watched it so many times. And Chris Christopherson, I didn't realise when I saw Convoy in England, he was an actor, but I didn't realise he was a musician.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, huge musician.
He wrote the original Bobby McGee that Janis Joplin did. He wrote that.
He was a more serious musician than he was an actor in some regards, and then Convoy was huge. I remember it playing. It was like about the same time as Jaws, wasn't it? It was like in the movie theaters in England forever.
Fucking great. And we grew up on that shit, and then you had Baywatch, and then you had Chips and whatever. And guess what?
What?
We moved to America. I mean, as soon as Dukes of Hazzard came out after 5:30 on a Saturday, and I was in miserable old England, and I was at Stephen Flint's house, and it came on. I remember the very first show. It just blew my mind. I mean, a car jumping over a junkyard.
Yeah, exactly. But with General Lee, with the horn, I always wanted that horn on my car. You know what I mean? I've always wanted to, like, maybe I should do it to you one day, is like sneak around to a friend's house, and when they're not watching, go and connect one of those like two-tone horns secretly to their car. And so that, when they come out, they just go, like the
Please do. Please do. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you, I think we enjoyed that.
I flipping loved it. Absolutely loved it. Yeah. Glen Campbell, he's like so clean cut. It's ridiculous.
I know.
Awesome hair.
Well, I'll see you at the rodeo.
See you at the rodeo.
Oh, my man. You take care.
All right. See you later.
Ciao. Bye.
Bye.
He's bound and down, loaded up and trucking. Are we gonna do what they say can't be done? We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound, just watch old bandit run. Keep your foot hard on the pedal, son, never mind them brakes. Let it all hang out, cause we got a run to make. The boys are thirsty in Atlanta, and there's beer in Texarkana, and we'll bring it back no matter what it takes. Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. Are we gonna do what they say can't be done? We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound, just watch old bandit run.